What was the original inspiration behind the story?
It's a really good question. I don't know. One day I was eh, there's always two or three ideas in my head. And when one sticks around long enough, I think, okay, I guess I got to write that one. And I always had this idea of a lake that was, I don't know, there's something about lakes. You get in a lake, you don't know what's at the bottom, you can't see anything. Even with goggles, you can't, you see like a foot in front of you. And I always just thought, what if there was something weird down at the bottom that nobody knew about? And nobody, you think about when people go missing and well, they found this body 10 years later in the lake because it's so hard to, it's not a pool where you can just see. Um, so I just always had that idea of like a mysterious lake. And there's a, this is bad. I'm not going to be able to say it word for word, because it's been so long since I wrote that actually. But there's like a legend that people repeat. They say Ed Nyman still lives in the lake. That little poem or whatever you want to call it just came to me one night, like laying in bed, and I was like, "Oh, I got to write this," and that kind of took off from there. Yeah, it was weird. There's a lot of weirdness. I don't know what happened to me as a kid, but it just kind of took off, and the story took off from there.
Well, I'm sorry it came to you one night, but that was one of the creepiest moments to me was like that local legend story because it's one
Mm,
of those like we're not even really into the book yet, but you just that sets the stage so well of the eeriness going on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a blessing, I guess. I don't know. There's actually the book I'm writing now, and I don't want to get away from this, but the book I'm writing now came to me start to finish in a dream, like
Wow.
100%. Yeah, I've never had that happen before, which is nice because I'm like, okay, I know where the story's going to go, but it's also hard because it's like I'm trying to do it justice from the dream,
Hmm.
and I can't really, I mean, there are some things I've kind of improvised, but I'm like trying to follow it straight, which actually makes it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, all these weird things happen in my head. I don't know. I'm always constantly thinking about two or three stories ahead and, oh, this could happen. And people look at me like I'm crazy. I might be a little bit. I don't know.
I think there needs to, I don't know if I would call it crazy, but I think there needs to be a little imaginative wonder or whimsy in writers, no matter what your genre is, because you have to think beyond the terms of reality.
You do. You do. And it's exhausting at times because even just like, you know, you're out doing a family thing and you think, well, what if, and, but I wonder if, even going to the store, you're like, imagine if in this aisle, this had, okay, stop, stop, stop. We're here to get bread and milk.